Hey guys, this pole tutorial will also be for beginners. So this video will be mostly based on your overall physical conditioning. So it is good to condition on the pole, of course, but if you're a beginner and in your first month you feel like you cannot lift your legs or hold your core or engage the muscles you have to engage to do things properly on the pole, you have to train off the pole on the mat. So this video will be 20-minute workout for you, what you can do on the mat, how to engage, I will explain the techniques, I will explain the exercises, I will explain what, when is happening, what you should feel. For beginners, it's really important to learn which muscle groups you have to engage in every trick and every element. So to avoid injuries, to avoid that you feel imbalanced after a few months of pole dancing, you may need to warm up your shoulders a little bit before you start doing this workout. So we will start with the plank position. So first of all, you have to understand that you have to feel strong in your shoulders to create a proper plank. How to do that? You start with your palms and you place your palms on the floor, opening fingers up, pushing all your finger pillars into the floor. Now the next thing you have to understand, in a plank position, your shoulders should be right above your wrists here when you're standing in your plank. And when you shift weight a little bit forward, you have to engage your fingers as well. So you're engaging your fingers, but your finger pillows are still into the floor. This is how you create the pushing away from the floor correctly. So this is really important, especially for hyperflexed people who have hyperflexed elbows. I'm sure you have seen it, or maybe you are having this issue. So it's not an issue at all. You just have to create strong wrists, strong shoulders to protect your joints. That's it. So next we go further. You create your plank position. You stand in your puppy position like this. Hands underneath your shoulders, fingers wide open. And now your biceps are rotating a little bit like this. Now this is the way we try to create our shoulders strong. If your biceps are rotating inward, people tend to fall in their shoulders like this. But you have to push yourself away from the floor. So it means the biceps should be rotating out, a little bit out. Next thing what you have to think about is your lower back. Your pelvis should be engaged. So, and your knees are underneath your hips for now. To start your plank, engage. Biceps are rotating. Push yourself away from the floor. Neutrally tuck in your pelvis. Don't over tuck. Neutral tuck. Okay? Your back should be straight and you can check yourself, your line into the mirror. And you lift up your knees. And try to feel how much you have to engage. Your hands, your core, and even your legs. So next, we move into the plank. We engage, we neutrally tuck, and we straighten our legs. Now this is our plank. Your plank should be a straight line. Avoid this. Avoid dropping your hips down. If you cannot hold yourself in this position, you have to start with this. Lift, lower down. Lift, lower down. And think about your core, your shoulders, your fingers pushing away. Another really important point is your neck. Usually beginners tend to drop their neck. You have to think about that your neck should be the line, continuing line to your back. So it should be in neutral position, also in your plank. Like this and neutral. You can lift it a little bit up, just do not do this or this. Avoid extremes. Now the next position what we will go through is downward dog. Downward dog is also a basic position. If you cannot do downward dog, how can you expect yourself to be strong on the pole, right? I think I'm right, okay? Now we go into our plank, engage, exhale, and we go into our downward dog. Your ears are here, between your hands, and here you tuck in a little bit your pelvis. Do not bend your lower back like here. You tuck it a little bit, and here you kind of have to push yourself away from the floor a little bit. Now avoid too much of this. You don't have to put your shoulders away from your ears too much. Yes, you're lifting up your hands, so your shoulders should be elevated in this position. Not too much depressed. If you depress them too much, it can hurt your shoulder joint in the long run. So yes, you lift up, you don't do this, but you do not depress too much. You push yourself, engage, and you don't have to depress it too much, okay? Avoid extremes. Now, rotation, engage, and exhale. Now, all the things I've been talking here, you are thinking about them all. About your hands, about your pelvis, your legs are straight and strong, your neck is neutral, and your shoulders are strong. And we are breathing, and you should start to feel that you're warming up. I engage my fingers as well, because when you go down, I want to feel stronger in my shoulders, so I work more with my wrists, with my fingers. Okay, let's move forward. How we strengthen our wrists. Lift up, lower down, with control. Do not drop them down. If you cannot lower down both, you just do it one by one. Slowly, with control. Or if you can, you do both. So if you're doing this correctly, you should feel that your muscles here are starting to burn a little bit. That's really good. Now we want to stretch. Stretch the other one. Now we open up and work a little bit with our wrists. Now here, open up your fingers and you go here up on your finger, this thing, and you slide down, up and slide down. Now if your mat is not slippery enough, you can do this on the floor. Slide, open up, slide, open up. Good. Now shake it. If you want, you can stretch again, both. Now, place your palms like this and you go onto your finger bones, one by one. If this is too easy and you want to put a little bit of weight here on your wrist joints, you can stay in this position and always do it like this, one by one. If you want, you can do both. But if it's too difficult to do it with control, you do one by one. And your wrist should be ready. Now your plank line is ready. Your downward dog is ready. Now we go further. Really important thing is your push-ups. Pole dancers need to learn how to do a proper push-up. So we start with a plank position. Okay, you now know how to do a plank. The push-up is the same as plank, only in movement. So how to avoid the mistakes I've seen beginners do. Usually beginners start their push-up by making the first movement here and there, falling into the shoulders. Then they're dropping their hips down, and then they're doing this push-up. Now, this is not a good push-up. How to create the strength and the line and technique. We go onto our elbows underneath your shoulders, and we go into a plank position. Now here, the movement is only with your shoulders, with your scapula. So you see the movement is little, but you can feel everything here. Hold your plank strong, always. And exhale, breathe. Good. Now, when you understood that this is not the first movement you have to do, you don't have to do a scapula, fall in here, and then go into your push-up. Now, the beginners who don't do a proper push-up yet, you do this on your knees. Now, how to do it? You put your knees further a little bit away, because if they are going to be underneath your hips, you're going to want to do this. And that's not a push-up. That's nothing even close to a push-up. Put your knees a little bit away. You can keep your feet into the floor, you can lift them up, whatever you like. Now, create a proper line like I was telling you about in the plank. Your biceps are rotating out. Rotation out. Now, you shift weight forward and you should feel your fingers are working. All your finger pillows are into the floor, your back is in control, tuck in your pelvis, hold your back straight, shift weight, fingers are working. Now control your upper back. Do not let yourself fall into your shoulders. The first movement is not here, the first movement is here by starting to bend. And extend and exhale. Now here I'm doing a push-up when my elbows are moving close to my side. Try to do these first. Shift and push. As you can see, I'm holding my back strong. Holding my pelvis, shifting weight, pushing away. Neck is neutral, it's not up, it's not too much down, it's in a neutral position. And your exhale is when you come up. Your hips are falling down, work a little bit in your plank or in your table position. You can try to do this exercise. I'm staying in my plank, I'm walking, but I'm holding my pelvis strong, my shoulders strong. Nothing is moving except my legs. It's a great exercise to learn how to create a proper and strong line in your plank as well as in your push-up. So let's go further. We are moving on to our shoulder mobility, which is really important, strong shoulders. We go into our child's pose, extend our legs, put our hands in front of us. Now this is gonna be a tough one. Straight, hands are straight and you lift up as high as you can, lower down. Lift, lower down. Breathe, lower down. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to put your head onto the floor, you can always take a block here and put your head onto the block. Keep your hands straight. Now let's go further in this movement. You lift, shoulder line to the side. Now rotate your shoulder behind your back and extend, shoulder line, rotation, and back to the front. The other one, shoulder, rotation, behind the back, to the side, rotate, and back. Lift, straight hands, both hands are straight, rotation, behind. You should feel that it's not so easy to do this exercise. Lift to your end range. End range always when we are talking about mobility and progression in your range of motion, you have to work in your end range. So now you try to lift up both, rotate. One goes to the one, the other to the other side. And here, extend. And here. Keep your elbows strong. Don't lift up. You keep your elbows right on the spot where they were. And breathe. And come up. Now we stretch a little bit onto your tummy. Your hand is in 90 degrees, fingers wide open. And we stretch. Try to put your shoulder into the floor. In the front. Here. You do not lift it up. You push with this hand. Here, you see this little movement before I go here with my opposite leg. You push the shoulder as close to the floor as you can, and only then your leg moves. Now you don't have to touch the floor. If you touch the floor, you can work by opening your knee more open, more wider, so you feel the stretch more. If no, the leg can stay up. And we switch. Push, leg, exhale when you feel the deeper stretch, to relax. Let's move on. One exercise for your pelvis. So you lie on your back. Take a block or something that is similar to block, a book or anything, and put it into your between your knees, like this. Exhale, so your tummy is flat. Put your fingers here inside your hip bones, like push it a little bit inside. You exhale all there. You push your tailbone into the floor and your tummy seems flat. Now inhale a little bit and contract and hold. Now hold your tailbone into the floor. Your legs should be 90 degrees. Now you do not mess up your 90-degree position. And your legs move down and up. Up and up. Now you do not have to touch the floor if you feel that you cannot control your pelvis. Here, if this is happening, it means you need to dial down the movement, okay? Make it a little movement, but you control your lower back. Keep it stick into the floor, okay? And breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now your pelvis is good. Now you have to think about your lower back as well. We go onto our tummy. Bend your knees. Hips are rotating. Now tuck in to feel that you have engaged your glutes as well. And now we lift up. Keep those 90 degrees. Do not try to open your knees too much. Your knees should be hip wide, more or less. Control your fingers. If you open up your feet, your knees will want to open up as well. Control them. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend. And 1. Keep your feet flexed. Good. Relax. Now keep your feet now into the floor. Lift up and down. Three more. Good. Now, the up dog position, it's more of a strength pose than a stretch pose. You have to engage a lot. How do we go into our up dog position? Here, I put my elbows underneath my shoulders, like this. Open up your fingers. Now I tuck in like this. I engage my glutes as well. And I engage my quads. Engage your quads. Shoulders away from your ears. Now you deep press and pull your shoulder blades together. And try to pull the ground underneath you to feel the chest opening a little bit. And if you feel secure, if you do not feel pain in your lower back, you can extend your arms. If you want to go deeper, you just walk closer with your hands, but control your position. Now this is not an up dog, but to go there, you have to start with this. Okay, now shoulders underneath, elbows closed, tuck in, lift up. Now here we're going to go into our up dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Engage your glutes, engage your pelvis. Now you lower your hips down. Pull your shoulder blades together. And shoulders away from your ears. Your neck is long. Now do not put your feet into the floor yet. And you rest in your child's pose. Relax your lower back. Relax your neck. Breathe a little bit here. The next exercise will be for your glutes. So now, we start from this position. Your knees are underneath your hips, your shoulders are under, your wrists are underneath your shoulders. You extend the right foot, and now you put your butt as closest to your heel as you can, okay? And it stays there. Now you open up your hands and you go down onto your leg. Now the other one is straight, strong, straight. So it means your quad is engaged and your knee is straight as well. Keep your foot flexed here as well. Do not lower down your head. Neck is neutral and strong. And you lift up your straight leg and lower down. Now as you can see, I'm not moving my ass. I'm not going up and down. The only thing that's moving right here in my body is the leg. And you should feel that your glutes are burning. This is a deep muscle in your glutes. It's really good exercise, but it's really tough. Now you lift up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we switch the other one. Open up, extend, and 1. Only the straight leg is moving. Your body's close to your heel. I don't have any sudden movements at all. Just my leg is moving and it's completely straight. 3, 2, 1, and we hold. 10, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Now the next exercise will be for your obliques. So I try to give you one exercise of each zone in the body, which you have to work on to avoid injuries, to avoid sudden pain, and to feel stronger in your body. So the next one is for obliques. There will be different level of exercise to this one. The easiest version, you go into your elbow is underneath your shoulder. You straighten your legs, it's a straight line here. Engage, here, your lat is strong, push away. This is, if it feels too difficult, you can always put your hand into the floor, like this. This is the easiest version. The next one, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you take blocks, 2 blocks or 1 block, it doesn't matter. You put your feet onto the block, elbow underneath your shoulder, lift up, hold your shoulder strong, do not fall into your shoulder. Push yourself away from the floor. Don't take this kind of wrist. All fingers are into the floor. You can put your hands up and look up and exhale. You can also here put your hand to the floor for a little bit support. Here, if you feel you're falling to your shoulder, you just help a little bit with your hand just to control this movement. And your side should be burning. Exhale when you go up. And you switch the other one. Lift up and go down and up. Keep your shoulders strong. Exhale when you go up. Now 3, 2, and 1. Now if you want to make this exercise a little bit more complicated, you can always do 10 of these, and then you just hold up, count to 10. Now this is the first part of our pole conditioning on the mat of the pole. So this, we went through our wrists, we went through our shoulders, we went through our plank line, our down dog line. We tried to learn a proper push-up. We strengthened our pelvis, our lower back, our glutes and our obliques. So the next video we will have focus on our legs, on our hip flexors, how to control, how to strengthen your knee. So I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time. Bye!